Hi, and welcome to MYP Personal Project and IB Learner Project, lesson number 2, Project Proposal. So last SEL on October 19th, we introduced the components and purpose of the IB projects, and we did this through the lens of Mental Health Week and digital citizenship. We accepted the Canvas course invitation in order to access the project course, and we started Objective A1, brainstorming a topic assignment in Canvas. You're going to start today with an activator to help remind us how to take an interest or a hobby and turn it into a project. So as a reminder, your project should be something you enjoy, something that challenges you, something possible within the time frame and materials, have a goal and final product that allows you to measure your success at the end, and something that's school appropriate and safe. So think about, if you love soccer, what are some ideas to turn this into a personal project? So take a moment to brainstorm. You can pause the video. What are some possible projects starting with soccer? And here's 4 ideas. You can analyze a player or team, determine their shot record from different locations, and then share your findings in a newscast. You can research soccer techniques and personally learn and practice new techniques and create a video journal of your process. You can volunteer to coach soccer to younger players. You can research drills and keep a coaching record of your plan for each practice. Or lastly, you could research soccer or football traditions and culture from around the world and create a children's book or music video as your final project. Those are just 4 ideas. You could come up with lots of other ideas and products, just starting with an interest of soccer. Let's check one of those ideas against our requirements, right? Our checklist that we went over at the very beginning of this video. So say you want to do the volunteer coaching, right? So you want to submit your project proposal to coach a team. The league runs through November, and you're planning to research your drills and keep a coaching record. That's your product. So looking at our checklist, does that proposal meet all of the criteria of our checklist? It doesn't, right? This would be a challenging or impossible project because the youth league ends in November, and that doesn't align with the project timeline. So you could do this if you find a volunteer opportunity that occurs in the winter, or you could research it and plan out coaching, make a blog or videos or a document that tells coaches different ideas for how to set up practices and not actually coach students. That would be an option too. So there are ways that if your idea doesn't quite work, you can make it work by just kind of thinking through a little bit of troubleshooting of what could be meet all of our criteria in the checklist. Good morning. My name is Miss Beecraft. I'm the IB Middle Years Program Coordinator, MYP program, and I work with the IB programs in 9th and 10th grade, and I'm so excited to spend another SEL lesson with you. If you need to find me or you have questions, my email is below, and then my office is right across from the Language and Literature office on 3416. So please stop by if you have any questions after this lesson. So today we're going to review the components and benefits of the project. We're going to go back and look at what we did last time in SEL. We're going to make sure that we've completed our A1 brainstorming in Canvas, and then you're going to evaluate your ideas and refine them into a project proposal. And today we're really looking at the ATL, or the Approaches to Learning skill of creative thinking, where you're creating original works and ideas, and you're going to refine these through your project proposal today. Just as a reminder that as a wall-to-wall IB school, we really believe that IB is for all students. As part of our IB programs, our 10th graders complete the MYP personal project as a culminating project for the MYP program, right? The 9th and 10th grade IB program. Because we believe in IB for all and we believe in the power of this project so much, we are also supporting our 9th, 11th, and 12th graders in an IB Learner project. And we will work together through SEL time to go through the steps and give you support on this project process. Just as a reminder, the projects both start with an interest or hobby. What is something you're passionate about? And then we will support you through all of these steps, which I know look like a lot, but we will work through them throughout the year to help you create your project, rate your product, and finally your final report. And here's our timeline, just as you start thinking about your ideas today in SEL and refining them into a proposal. We are starting, this is our second lesson, right? And we're in November. And so your product should be done around mid-February, late February, maybe even early March. And then we'll start writing your report. So that's our timeline for this project. And just some of the review of the benefits, that there aren't a lot of opportunities in high school to complete long-term, multi-month projects. And completing those kind of projects develops a lot of crucial skills for college, career, and life. So this is a great opportunity to develop those skills doing something that you enjoy, right? You get to pick your topic, you get to pick your product. And so this is a great opportunity to develop that skill set that also gives you something to talk about when you go to an interview, you want to put it on your resume, you're doing a college application. You can also earn SSL hours. So if you're a 10th grader, you can earn 15 SSL hours when you complete your project and report. And the 9th, 11th, and 12th graders can earn 10 hours. Additionally, 10th graders, you can earn a 0.5 elective credit. It says MYP Research Seminar on your transcript, which looks great and helps you stand out in the college admissions process or if you're going into a career field. So last SEL lesson, we really brainstormed, right? So we were thinking about what were our interests and just getting to know what this project is about. If you ever miss an SEL lesson or you want to go back and listen again for clarification, they are always on demand. So the whole lesson has been recorded and you can find this icon and this link in your Canvas classroom. So last time we talked about that it's student driven. It starts with your passions, your interests, your hobbies, your extracurriculars, and you started thinking about what you might want to explore. You should have started and hopefully completed the brainstorming where you just kind of narrowed those down to 3 possible topics. And we went through Kylie's wonderful project from last year, right, where she did an Instagram account for mental health. And so as we think through the steps that Kylie went through, right, she set a learning goal. She wanted to learn about mental health stigmas and how to advocate. She did research on all of those topics. Then she determined that her product would be an advocacy Instagram account. She created her success criteria. So how is she going to measure her own success at the end of her project? And she had to have a biography, a picture, name, 20 to 30 posts, and some followers. And so those were her success criteria that she set for herself. She created an action plan. So she had steps and a timeline to ensure that she finished her project. And she documented and reflected as she applied her approaches to learning skills throughout the project. And finally, did her final reflection in a final report. So those are the steps we'll be taking together. We're still at that first bullet, but just to give you an idea of what that looks like with an actual project. And Kylie had some great advice. So first, she said research was difficult, and actually thinking of an idea itself was quite challenging. I wish I could say I knew from the beginning what I wanted to do for my project, but I definitely didn't and went through many different ideas before settling. And that's okay. So sometimes for some students, the brainstorming, actually narrowing down is very difficult. You will complete your project proposal, but you might go back and edit it as you start working and doing your research, and that's perfectly okay. Her second great piece of advice was there was also a point I was considering not doing the project at all, which would have been a mistake. Once you're here, you got to keep going and follow through with your project. Make sure you're actually at least somewhat passionate about what you're doing and brainstorm with your friends because that's definitely always helpful. So great pieces of advice. So part of doing a long-term project and some of the development of the skills in this project is keep going when it gets hard, is troubleshooting, figuring out solutions. And then I love the second piece of advice, brainstorming with friends, going through your brainstorm ideas before your project proposal in class today, or coming and talking to me or your teacher is So today what we're going to be doing is refining your brainstorming ideas and coming up with a project proposal. So you take those 3 big topics that you were thinking about from last SEL, and we're going to narrow those down. And you're going to develop a learning goal. So what skills or knowledge will you have by the end of your project? and a product. What will you produce? A video, a journal, an art piece? What is your actual thing that you're going to produce at the end? So your project proposal needs those two very important pieces to move forward with your project. So for example, going back to the soccer examples in your activator, if you're going to submit this project proposal where you're volunteering to coach an indoor soccer league, you're going to research how to be a coach and different ways of running practice and keeping a coaching record of your plan. Your learning goal would be learn how to coach youth soccer players and improve their technical and physical skills. Your product, what you're going to produce, is your journal of weekly training plans. Okay, so you have something you're going to learn and you're going to have a product at the end of your project. Here's some other great examples. These are from Seneca Valley ones from last year, and you can just see the diversity of learning goals and product goals across the school. So I'll give you a second to look at those. And you'll note some of these are personal interests. Some of these are activities the students are already engaged in at school, like playing in the musical. And some of these are things that are going to help further you on your life after Seneca, so looking forward to college. So you can really pick something that you or enjoy or might be beneficial to you depending on where you are in your high school experience. One question that I've gotten is, how big does the project need to be? Some of these projects, and as you look through the projects that were completed last year, were fantastic. But they don't have to be huge art pieces or full cookbooks or coaching a full soccer team. Your project needs to be something that challenges you, and that's very personal, right? What is challenging for you? What can you balance with your other things that are going on? And something that's possible within the time frame and materials. So if you're feeling overwhelmed by this project, that's okay. Pick something smaller, something more doable. It can literally be you want to improve your grades. And so your project is going to be a journal where you keep your agenda and you map out each week your study time and you track that throughout the whole personal project or learner project. So it can be something that aligns with the goals that you already have for school or for career or for if you're in one of our programs here at Seneca or extracurriculars. That's an ideal one. You can also choose a really big goal if that is something that interests you, but you get to decide that, and either one would be great. Okay, for the rest of SEL, you're going to be working on your project proposal. So complete your brainstorming, evaluate, refine your brainstorming ideas into that project proposal. And then looking forward, next month, we're going to start researching. So get enough background information on your topic in order to develop your success criteria and start thinking about your action planning. So the rest of this SEL time, you want to sign into your Canvas classroom. If you didn't log in last SEL lesson, your teacher has a join code if you do not see it in your Canvas. Make sure you finish Objective A1, that brainstorming. And then once you're finished that, work on the project proposal, where you outline your topic, your product, your learning goal. You'll go through our checklist to make sure it meets the criteria for the project. And then on the back, you'll tell me a little bit about why you chose this and how you think you might measure success as you move forward with your project. If you need support, there's lots of examples. You have an example project proposal posted in Canvas for you, both on the homepage and in the modules. You have a list of products. So some projects are really easy. If you're going to knit something, your project is your knitted hat or purse. But some of them are a little bit harder to think of a product. So if you're learning a soccer skill or you're learning field hockey or you're learning basketball or a musical instrument, what you're producing is a little bit harder to think about. So this is a whole sheet of just ideas of different products you can choose from. And then lastly, this is a slideshow that's posted where you can look back through all of our personal projects from last year. And on the bottom, it'll tell you the student's learning goal and their product. So that can help you kind of see what that would look like. And so this example one was a great project where the student wanted to learn how to write a resume, and the product was her resume. And also, your peers in your class are great support. So use each other to brainstorm, to discuss, to talk through your ideas, and how to decide to move forward with your project proposal. And as a last reminder, everything is in your Canvas classroom. When you log in on the homepage, everything from today's lesson is hyperlinked for you. You can also go to the bottom buttons, which have some information about the project, the requirements. This takes you to the module that has all of the materials organized as well by lesson. So everything's in there if you need any help. Thank you. I hope you have a great rest of your SEL lesson and you finish your project proposal. I can't wait to see what you guys come up with. Have a great day, guys.